All right, we made it. We're on to the finals, the grand finals, Alter Ego versus Aurora Philippines. And if you already watched it, you're not living under the rock. You already know that Aurora won 4-0. They really dominated Alter Ego the entire series. And right now we are here to see what were the major mistakes by Alter Ego and how did Aurora was able to perform this good performance to win 4-0. So we're going to be analyzing the decision making, the positioning, the timing, the rotations, and everything related to this game, which was the last game, by the way. So let's dive into the game and see what were those major decisions that made them win, and potentially we can be learning something from it. That's the goal, obviously, that we want to get better, and by analyzing those decisions, hopefully it's going to be helping out somebody out there. We're going to be covering all the lanes: gold lane, mid lane, XP lane, jungle, roamer, the positioning and all that. So let's not waste any more time and dive straight into the game. Okay, the first thing that we always look out for is the spells combination. We have 4 flickers in Team Alter Ego, 3 flickers in Team Aurora, and 1 Purify. This Purify is mostly for the Kalia, right? Because the Kalia is going to be a pick of hero. If the Kalia is able to utilize on the backline easily, they're going to be having so much hard time, right? I don't think the Zetia needed a Purify because her passive is going to be pushing the Kali away anyway. So that's just kind of a safe thing for her to do. And they can always flicker out if she doesn't have the passive up. And what else? We don't really have any pick of heroes in Team Aurora. However, their team fight is looking really strong with these front laners that they have and the zoners. And they just have a good damage output at the end of the day with all these combinations whenever it comes to team fights. Team Alter Ego is really utilizing on this pick of combination. They have a good front laner, yes, but it's not going to be enough whenever it faces like the Lapu Lapu, the Harith dealing so much damage, the Khalid is too much force. So I feel like they just didn't have enough front laners. Maybe they should have gone XP gold laners. I mean, not XP gold laners, fighter gold laners in this case. But hey, they know what they're doing. They've been doing incredibly good with the whole tournament. And maybe that was just the decision here to pick a fighter gold laner. Maybe Minzitar. If you know, you know. But hey, I'm not here to judge them, the picks of these heroes. I'm here to analyze what happened in the game that made them lose. So that's one of the things right here. I feel like these two are too deep. First of all, their YSS is not here. If the YSS would have been in one of these bushes, I would understand this huge pressure right here. They may be gonna be diving the what is it called, the Zetian. But in this situation, they have no control over these areas, and they know that they have a Khalid. Yes, they have their spells up, but they don't want to waste it. Like, there is no point of wasting your spell just by if you can play it safe, you know what I mean? If you can play it safe and not force out your spells, you're good. But knowing that you don't have any vision on here, and your jungler is really far away, everybody else is just doing their own thing, you'd never know who's in here. Maybe Leomord, Khalid. You don't have any vision on these guys, right? So this is just a potential threat for you to be in. It's just a simple positioning mistake, I believe, from Alter Ego.
On the back foot, it really looks like this pull yourself together is more defensive. You can already see it here.
And they just forced out the flicker, and not just that, almost died.
Having to use it right as
almost died too.
And this is so un-Alter Ego. They're not used to playing this way.
I mean, to Hijume's defense, though, he loves that pull.
Light is doing incredible positioning. By him walking up to this YSS, he's giving information to all his team members. Look how his Leomord is invading this green buff. Because he knows that he's safe. He has a vision on this guy. He has a vision on this guy. He just cleared out all that. They know that both of these two in the mid lane were really low on HP, so they recalled. And Khalid is giving the perfect information on the YSS. So this is a safe invade. However, if you don't have any, let's say for example, these two didn't recall this early game, they're still full HP, they cleared out the minion, they can be rotating to either one of these lanes. Especially if the Khalid is giving good, like, what is it called? Like, they have a good vision on this YSS. These two can be potentially missing. So this would be a really risky invade right here. But they were just understanding the map, controlling the map as... They cooked it, they cooked it. Yo, Fadi! What's good, Les?
Up in the top side, Arfi, is he finally going to have a time to shine on this Granger? I wonder if he's going to go for an early Sky.
Invading enemy jungle is going to be giving you so much benefit on the long term. First of all, you're not just taking jungle from for yourself, but you're also making the enemy jungler not take his own jungle. So that's going to be like double the farm. You know what I mean? So they're not taking, but you're taking also. So it's like they're going down and you're going up. Invade whenever you have the chance to do so.
In addition to possibly Yasuke and Hijume in mid and in the jungle.
How do I feel about Yasuke losing? I feel like the whole drafting was not in favor of Yasuke. They didn't give him any... What is it called? Comfort picks. He's really good with Leomord. They didn't really pick Leomord. He couldn't pick Fanny because it was mostly banned by Aurora. Aurora did their studies. They know that he's too good with the Fanny.
Countered and cornered Arfi into playing marksman, which again he's okay with, he's good at. But
let's see this first turtle fight.
He struggles with.
Yep. You know, jumping on to Edward into the pursuit constantly now. Already used up by Edward. Like to be picked up now by Alec and by Heat.
What are we seeing here? The Harith was really fast with the rotation. Look at the Granger. So this is potentially a 5v4 here, if they decide to do a team fight. However, like we're seeing, like everybody's like so spread out. But all these three members here, the Harith just joined in. Edward was doing incredible zoning out with, not Edward, excuse me, Light. Light was doing so good zoning out on this area of the map. So look at this Yasuke, look at this YSS, look at this Zushin. They cannot enter just because the Khalid was doing incredibly good positioning and zoning out. So this is most likely going to be a free turtle just because of those reasons. Zoning out the jungler, not letting them out. Look at how Edward is positioning himself with the Lapu Lapu. His only main focus is the YSS, not letting the enemy jungler get close to the turtle. So your jungler can do an easy turtle fight. This is what you need to be focusing on. Beautiful positioning and beautiful combination with the Zetian. They were able to kill the jungler. Can you read minds? I don't read minds. I'm analyzing. Why did they move here? Why are they positioning here? Why they are focusing a specific member? All these little details. Light is so incredible. I agree. Gotta respect both teams. And just that one single fight in the turtle, they already put themselves in 1k being in behind. What does that mean? Right now they have to utilize on playing safe, especially if they don't have any spells. Right now the Granger has spell, so he's okay, but as we see, look at this Khalid, he's making his way to here. If the Granger would have the flicker, this would be a risky position though.
It's clear that maybe Hijume isn't playing as aggressive as he used to.
If you don't have any vision on the map, like this Kali is giving good information right now to Granger, right? These are the information that you need as a roamer. You need to give information to your teammates. Hey, these guys are here. Hey, these guys are missing. So Kali is walking up to this area, giving the confirmation to the Granger that, hey, you're safe. Nobody's here to gank you. If the Kali, for example, would be here, Granger would be in super risky and dangerous position because you don't have any information on the map. You play on the map. You don't play on the game. What is it called? Like in the whole game scene. You play on the map. Every decision that you make, it has to be based on what your information on the map is. Turtle is spawning in 3 seconds though. Seems like Alter Ego is giving up on them. And they're... Oh. This is probably the best thing that you can be doing if you're behind in farm, right? You know that you cannot be getting into this combination. They have the Kali, they have the Lapu Lapu. You just cannot contest Turtle. They're going to zone you out and potentially the same thing is going to be happening as in the first fight. You're going to get so much zoned out, you cannot be contesting Turtle. Just give up on a Turtle and look how they're positioning themselves. They're doing things on the other side of the map. They want this Harith. This is the only thing that they want. But what I don't really like in this positioning is this Phoveus. He knows that all of his teammates is on the other side of the map. He knows that the enemy is possibly taking down this Turtle. So I feel like this Phoveus should have just played it safe. I don't know what is gonna be happening to it, but let's keep watching. Beautiful pick off. They got a purify. Oh my goodness, the purify literally. Oh, this is what I was talking about. The purify. So good pick here. So good pick here. And Khalid sees that. He's straight away coming in to help the gold laner. He knows that he don't need to be here in the turtle. There is no point of him being here. They can already take that. They know that, hey, everybody's doing other things on the other side of the map. That was just beautiful control by Harris, to be honest. It hurts to see it, bro. Like, the decision behind Alter Ego, ganking into the gold lane, was the best thing that they can be doing. But they just couldn't utilize on it. They just couldn't kill the Harith. The Purify was perfect. The Khalid positioning, Light is just at the MVP, bro. Khalid positioning was amazing. He just caught them in the perfect timing whenever he was needed. That was just perfect. Perfect from Team Aurora.
Is able to get RBA kill, but it's Yue who rotates.
Alter Ego are desperate at this point. Grasping at straws, grasping at Ghost. As Aurora.
Oi.
The last shot of the turret gets him down. RV gets one.
I don't blame them, bro. Like this. Zetian was so low. What is this damage on the Zushin, guys? Mutu, please buff this. What is this damage? He's not dying. Ow. At least they got one. At least they got one. At least they got one. But this is just hard to watch. Everything is falling. Like, I feel like that game was super unlucky as well. Like all those simple things that happened. That was a little bit unlucky as well for them. Kalia positioning is amazing here. He's not putting himself in too much risk. He has a flicker in 4 seconds. He knows that, and he's just giving information on 3 members. So look at what these guys are doing in the bottom. I feel like this would be a good fight to initiate. What am I drawing again, bro? This would be a good fight to initiate because they have information on the rest of the team. They know that they are here. Nobody's here to help this Lapu Lapu. I was rooting for Team Aurora from the beginning, but I really loved Alter Ego. They're my second favorite team overall. This turtle fight seems like it's too hard to get in. Once again, for the same exact reason for the first turtle and the second turtle. Too much zoning out by these members right here. They cannot get in any close. Look how they are really playing like really far away. This is the maximum they can be doing. If they decide to get in a little bit closer, they're gonna be so much... Beautiful Khalid ult again, bro. Khalid is just so good. They got the free turtle, and this seems like they already forced themselves in a fight that they don't want. That was everything just happening so fast. Lapu Lapu ulting, Leomord ulting, Khalid is ulting, Eve is with the follow-up ultimate. Everything is just happening so fast. This is not a good position to be in. Once again, I feel like they should have just prioritized pushing this lane, maybe potentially getting this blue buff, and not even be nearby this turtle fight. Everything just happens so fast. 4-4-0. And not just that, right? 4-4-0. First of all, they lost the turtle, which were they could have given up, but they lost out on this blue buff too. And they didn't push this. And they didn't get this buff. So there's a lot of additional things happening whenever you decide to fight an unnecessary fight. And that was just one of them.
That's what you call an Aurora avalanche, a force of nature.
And they lost the middle tower too. It's just too much. Too much small things.
4,000 gold up, 7.5 minutes in. Alter Ego.
Boring fight. I mean, I'm not here for the entertainment. I'm here to understand what was the decision behind Alter Ego losing and what was the decisions behind Aurora Gaming winning this match. All these little things that we just analyzed, I feel like giving Alter Ego the underhand and giving Aurora Gaming the upper hand with every single fight and choices that they did, especially coming in from this Khalid with the light. Or from light with the Khalid.
Really wasn't.
And the top tower is lost too.
Alter Ego back again to look for those plays. The plays you
Now
see
they're
when
just
they
so
get
much behind.
But up against Aurora, who are so
Why were they this much behind?
disciplined,
Because all of those
they can't
little
be baited into a
decisions.
fight. Heck, when they take a fight, it's always in favor of them.
Analyzing this gives a better understanding of the game. 100%. 100%. This is why we're doing it. You deserve to be a coach, bro. I'm trying, bro. I have a coaching for whoever want me to analyze your own personal game, where you think you really did good, and we can be analyzing your mistakes. We can be pointing it out. I can be trying my best to do analyzing your own game if you decide to do so. If you want me to analyze your personal own games in ranked or whatever it is, I do offer a one-on-one coaching session where we can go through your match and we can analyze all the details. What could have you done differently to be able to perform better for your teammates and for yourself? So if you want to book a call, make sure to check the description and click the link below.
The rest of the team could handle their own.
Because most of the game is happening on the map. We already say that. If you understand this map, if you understand it and know it like your name, like your palm of your hand, you look at it and you understand it, you're going to be having so much easier time because your decisions are going to be based on what your information is on the map. Right? Now this YSS is not going to be pushing in this tower, this minions here. Many solo players would do that because he knows that all of his teammates is in the bottom. He doesn't have any information in here. He can be potentially ganked or invaded or killed or ambushed. So he's just waiting the minions on the top lane patiently.
Trying to bait out the flicker. Phantom Steed now comes through. Going for the side, goes over the man for Tsunami time coming down, but it's only on towards that ball for the Phoenix.
They're just so much behind. Oh.
Doesn't get the stun. Now gets stunned.
Too much behind, bro. They're literally getting clapped in their base. Look, they have 3 towers up. But they're not even safe playing here. Look how they got forced back from here to here, from here to here, and they got picked up here. It doesn't matter. Like when you're this much behind, you just can't make good decisions most of the time. This seems like a pre-lord for Team Aurora. They cannot contest. Like the mistakes that they were doing here, like in the last fight that we just watched in the bottom lane, these were not even considered mistakes, right? They're just so much behind. Why they are behind? Because they did mistakes in the early game. And now they're paying the consequences of their earlier mistakes. That's the only reason. However, here, you don't have to make a mistake. You're just too much behind. You put yourself in that situation.
You're not gonna be able to take anyone out on the opposite team, just
Grand
win in your
finale.
face.
3 years ago,
Everybody expected a more close match. But we gotta respect Alter Ego. They put in incredible performance yesterday on the semifinals.
Aurora Gaming looking to
And they are
break into
tired.
the base. Holy Shield up top popped. Down goes the Lord. Alter Ego keep their inhibitors, but lose everything else.
Alter Ego wants to stand a chance here. They need.
What will you do? What is the best thing to do if you're this much behind? Is to play extremely safe. Exactly what they're doing right now. Stay in your base. Just clear minions. Just clear minions and hope for your enemy to do a mistake. Because you're this much behind. You believe it or not, because you did somewhat during the game, in the 10 minutes, a mistake. Right? So, the enemy didn't do this mistake anything yet. So you're just hoping for the enemy to mess up something. If they're playing a perfect game, you just lose the game. You can't win them all. You win, you lose. And they're getting cooked in their base. You see, you're not even safe in your own base whenever it comes to 9k goal difference. Everything is just falling behind, and just like that, Aurora put in a perfect performance.
He goes in against 4, and now it's Edward who walks up, throws the sword. Domeng gets a double. They've wiped Alter Ego out.
Nino coming up, Arfi as well.
Nino, can he do it? He goes for it again. They go for the
It's not
clear.
defendable at this point.
Some
It's not
blood coming
defendable. It's not
in,
defendable.
and it
It's
is
over.
all over.
It's over. 11-minute, 30-minute game. I'm so happy for Team Aurora, but all my respect is to Alter Ego as well. Both of the teams are incredibly good. I know that Alter Ego wasn't putting the performance that everybody was expecting them in the finals. However, you cannot be trash talking these teams. They are literally top 2. They are better than anybody out there watching. So for all the haters that saying Alter Ego is trash, you gotta watch yourself, bro, because you're wrong. You're entirely wrong. These guys are top 2 for a reason. So you know what I'm saying? I hope you guys enjoyed these analyzations, and good job for Aurora. They're lifting up the champions. They're lifting up the champions. They're lifting up their trophies. Let's watch that moment together. They deserve it.
3, 2, 1.
Good job.
Congratulations, Aurora.
Well-deserved Aurora Gaming Philippines for this win. They put in incredible performance with almost close to 0 mistakes this entire game. If you guys cannot be learning anything from them, then I don't think from what you guys can be learning. You know what I'm saying? I feel like those decisions that they're making, the discipline to not go in whenever you don't have to. Don't fight. Don't force a fight if you don't have to. Wait for the enemy to do mistakes and boom, punish them instead. And they utilized on that perfectly. So GG for them once more time. It was a blast for me to analyze these games for you guys. If you don't know, we've been analyzing every single day throughout the M7 series game each day for us to be able to get better. Hopefully, if you've been following the series or if you just showed up for this game, you learned something new from it. And hey, don't forget to subscribe. I'll see you guys in the next one. If you enjoyed watching this video, don't forget to like and subscribe. I'll see you in the next one.